Okay, guys, welcome back. So we're going to be doing the other review that I talked about. So this time the review today is for Kris Productions or Kris Prod. So I've got four tracks from Kris that we are going to be reviewing today. So let's not waste no time. Let's go straight into it. So let's start up with the first one. The starting is nice. But your pad, it has a little bit too much in the high frequencies, so I would take out some in that to make it sit down a little bit not nicer. Probably give it some harsh effect as well to make it go stereo. Your machine too hot, too loud. Your machine coming in too hot, it's too loud. Yeah, your machine too loud, honestly. I like that song. I like that. And right now that should be standing out. But right now your machine so loud that it's not giving that melody time to breathe. Your thumb, your electric thumb, it panned slightly to the left. I would pan it more. Send it more left, pan it more. So you can get that space. So right now, all your instruments, since that is like a groovy track, groovy soca, then your machine is not your main focus. Your machine too loud. Your machine louder than your synths, which so to set your melody. That's what making the soca. So right now your synths buried. Two other things. You're making a common mistake that a lot of young producers doing now. Your piano, your backup piano. Tung, tung. That just in my ears. Your backup piano is backup piano. Like, it back up for a reason. It's not supposed to stand out like that. Jack, it's not supposed to stand out. I might not tell you to bring it as low as I just do in my tutorials, because like I just bring my backup my backup piano very low to the point where you don't even recognizing it there. It's because to me it's not important, not that big of importance. What I want for the person to know is my melody, my harmonics, my rhythm. So I just bring my backups really low, so you don't have to go that low. But that is honestly too low and it's too sharp for it to stand out that much. They have a lot of sharp frequencies, a lot of high end. Not wrong. because it's what song you're trying to accomplish, you check? So if that is the song you're accomplishing, that's supposed to be low. It's supposed to be low. So think of it as like when I do my synths in my instrumentals. My synth, like I show you my synth, like I solo my synths already. My synth have a lot of high frequencies, but it's not troubling your ears because it's low. So the way to compensate for high end frequencies is by lowering the volume. Same as rhythms. That's why I just put the high shelf on my rhythm. So I can know what that have a lot of high frequencies and I can compensate for the high frequencies by bringing down the volume. So in that case, you have that too loud. Your backup piano too loud. And yeah, like honestly, that's one of the things to that's one of the biggest steps to setting you apart from the amateur songs. Your bass. Your bass. You could it not bad, but you could probably try. You could probably check. I give it a little bit more of a groove. It's a little bit too static, too firm, too fixed. So that's like in a composer production aspect. That is my feedback for the bass in a composer, in a production aspect. I would give that like a little flavor to like make a little bit of distinction. So you don't be too static, like too much of the same thing for the bass specifically. But in the case of a mixing aspect, your bass too loud. Your bass not supposed to be louder than your kick. Yeah. Your bass not supposed to be louder than your kick. At most, they can kind of stand in the same place, but you would compensate for that. Or you could have it loud. Possibly. It could possibly be louder than your kick, which is very unorthodox. But in the case of that ever happening, your kick does come first before your bass with side chaining. Meaning that whenever your kick hits, your bass docking and your bass coming in after the kick finish. So that's what they would do. But your bass too loud. And even with a lower bass, people still tend to use side chaining. Or if they're not competing for the same frequencies, that's another story. But they kind of competing on the same frequency where yeah, I kind of it kind of had to distinguish your bass and your kick at the moment that both of them playing, because they have like they have kind of the same kind of frequency, and then your bass too loud. Like honestly, your bass is too loud. For the sound of your bass, I would say you could change your bass song. I'd probably pan that a little bit to the left, so it could stand out a little bit more. Yeah, I pan it a little bit to the left for it to stand out a little bit more. Like people think panning is just like make space and get certain things to like not stand out too much and all that kind of thing. But panning, you can actually use panning to help something stand out, because your ear is going to pick up that different, that a little bit more so. So I would pan that a little bit to the left. And then you have O, and you have tun, tun, tun. Yeah, tun, tun. And then you have da da da, and you have pandos. They fighting for they too much in the center. Yeah, pandos. So yeah, that's the main things I'd say for now. Your bass, your kick, your bass and your kick, separate them. Uh, Meaning like nothing really bad if your kick. It's just your bass that is the problem. Your machine too loud. Your synths too so stand out more because it's soca. Now let's go to the next one.
A dog. Kris.
Okay, so one, I'm not sure if you want me to review the rhythm or the instrumental. So that's something you could actually whenever you guys send in something like that, or you can see that as well. Let me know if you want me to review the rhythm or the instrumental. Uh, or you could also send the rhythm by itself if you want me to just like focus on the rhythm. Because by then I can also like if I intend to like send out the rhythm and I'm not to a band or something like that, I could also put the high shelf on it and check it out with the high shelf on. Because as I said, by the time you give it to the band when they can play live, that is how you're going to song live when it have the high shelf on it. So like I can kind of give you a better feedback when I already put the high shelf on.
A dog. Kris, that's right.
Your backup pianos, it could probably be a little lower. Also, I would advise to get into the habit of panning your backup piano. Pan it left, pan it right, one of them.
A dog. Kris, that's right.
The pole, you could pan the pole. So it will have a better impact on the listener. Kind of feeling like it's singing in the background and the song not that sharp. So pan your pole. Change the sound of your snare. It's sounding too much like it's in a cup. It's sounding like it's in a cup. I like the sound of the snare. It sounds like it's in a cup. It might not be the snare, but probably like how you EQ it or something. Your hi-hats, yeah, that's not sounding like hi-hats to me. It sounds like something that. So try changing your hi-hats. Use another song for your hi-hats. One thing what you can try and do, like honestly, I know you're making Bouyon. Try and see what you can get something as close to an acoustic song as possible. Because remember, Bouyon kind of acoustic, you check? It's not really like electronic music. Because that's why we have live bands and everything in the first place. So it's just like a rock. When you listen to rock songs, you're in the accurate acoustic representation. You're in real drums. They either recording real drums or they're using drums that close to it. So some in the cases where you might not where they will not record real drums is like if you listen to like a lot of Japanese rock or like anime rock, like that is actually like programmed drums, but they're using drums that as close to real life sounding drums as possible. So that is where you know Drums is a thing that you play live, you play for a band, well for rock, you play for a band live, so you want that live song. You don't a electronic song when you're not going to be when you're not when it's not an electric song that you're going to have or you're trying to accomplish. If you're trying to accomplish an electric song, then no problem. But if you're trying to replicate a Bouyon song, I would advise something close to an acoustic song for your drums. My drum kit is based off a rock kit, like an acoustic, a real life kit, basically. Your rhythm, I can't really tell you much about the rhythm because it's too loud. And it looking like you mastered that. Yeah, it mastered. So the thing with mastering, everything does come up, like everything does get loud, loud, loud in the mastering. So it's like probably some songs not loud, but this song in loud. And for two reasons, because your rhythm when you mix, you overly put your rhythm very high in your mix. So in turn, when you treat your mastering, like your rhythm just extra extra loud in your mastering, like your rhythm very very loud. So it hard for me to say, okay, well, there's a foundation sample, there's a lead sample. Kind of hard to say that because your foundation sample is very loud, and they might not, maybe they're not loud initially, but your limiter making me hear them as loud. So that does tell you that you have your rhythm too loud in your mixing process in the first place. Because even if you have your limiter on, your rhythm not so strong as loud as that. Because yeah.
But dog, Kris that thing that's right.
But I can surely tell you that certain samples too loud. And something you can do as well, when you're doing like foundation samples, you can start to pan them left and right.
But dog, Kris that thing that's right.
Like right now, I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be listening to for the rhythm. Because everything loud. So I cannot tell, well, okay, that is a lead sample. So that is what I want. That is what I dictate into. That's what I move into. That is the focus. Check. It's like everything trying to be a lead sample. Your mixing of your rhythm, it need to work. And you probably have too much in your rhythm, honestly. Less is more. Check. So you can have less for more, or you can have more for less, which I would explain better. So if I use let's say I might use 5 samples, but I'll have one doing that, I'll have one doing that, somewhere there, somewhere there. I'll have that doing all that, but then I'll have that doing that. And also probably have that just doing that, and probably something there, and then that doing probably that. So you check when you watch it like that, you have more samples, but you have less going on in your piano roll. You have less for your song. But then let's say if I come and I do sample one, boom, 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 boom. Dun, 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 dun. No, let's come on there. We go too far. So I have that doing that. And I have that doing all that. And I have that doing all that. Right now, you just have too much going on, especially if they not mixed properly, volume wise. So it's like, yeah, like I know I just come in my tutorials and I just place things and then like it doing how much thing. But then you have to bring it down. So probably I'd have that one all the way up there and then all them things like there. So you check Mega background, they filling up. What they doing now, they filling up the space. But then at the same time, I would have more in my piano roll, but I'd have less samples. So that's why I said you can have more and have less, or you can have less and have more. So when you have less in your piano rolls, you can have more samples. So it have rhythms where I use like 40 samples or 30 samples. Yeah. I use all that samples in a rhythm. And I think it was a rhythm for signal. Yeah, I think it was a rhythm for signal. And I checked Duns, I send the files for Duns. And when Duns see Duns was like, my brother, all that samples. I tell him, yeah. And Duns is one of the top producers on island like myself. So imagine Duns surprised that it have all that samples. But the rhythm wasn't sounding like that to him because of how it mix. Check. And then probably I have like a sample coming in once. So that's why I tell you like more but less. So probably a sample coming in there alone. Check it kind of give the rhythm uniqueness because you probably hear a sample once, you don't hear it constantly. But at the same time, you have more samples at the cost of less in your piano roll. And your volume level dictates everything. So your volume level in for your rhythm, you need work. You need to let me know what is your lead sample, what is your foundation sample. Next one. Oh, as for your thing, as I tell you, your drums. The best thing inside there would be your kick. Your kick, okay. If it's the instrumental you focus on, change the song of your bass. As I said, like it's song like Boo Bass. I really like Boo Bass. I like Boo Bass. It's that much of a realistic song. But that is my opinion. Somebody else will tell you otherwise. You check? As I tell you, it's a difference in producers because no matter what, it can have 10 of the top producers on island. They could be the best, but they would also have different opinions. You check? So you come to me for opinion as one of the best producers on island. I'll give you my opinion. You go to probably Massman, you go to Duns, you go to Kendall, you go to Ulson. They'll tell you something else. They might tell you, okay, your bass not bad. You check? They'll tell you your bass okay. But you come to Mega and Mega say, I don't like that bass. Change your bass song. And that's what I say, no, change your bass song. There's also a thing of like what the person accustomed to, or what the person find making sense, you check? And to me, is more, for me, my song selection for Bouyon, I'd use an acoustic sounding bass, electric sounding bass, like something that realistic, something that more of a realistic song. So change the song of your bass. The level of your bass, it's okay. It's okay compared to the last. It was, you know? No, I don't think that was for you. Yeah, that was for you. See, not my fault. I do. That is my second review I doing for the day. So yeah. So compared to that one on top there, your volume of your bass a lot better. It's at a decent level. And you could probably bring it up a little bit more. Because as you can see, it kind of dancing, it giving like a groove. So the other thing is the frequency that it containing. Right now, the song of it too dull and too much like something that will clash with a kick. So it's hard for you to bring up your bass a little bit more. You can go into you can't really tell the difference. It's sounding too much. Like honestly, the song of Boo Bass just not appealing to me. even if you're dancing on a bass, because you're not feeling the dancing. Because all you feel is all you saying, you want to feel, you want to actually feel, hear the bass, like yeah, boo bass, blacklist. So yeah, so your level of your bass okay in that instance. But as I say, you could bring it up a little bit more, and then you could also use like side chaining as well. Your hi-hats, I conflicted between you dropping them or bringing them up. Nah, drop them. Drop them and pan them. Pan it slightly to the left. Or to the right. One of them. Like 15% or so. To help it have like you don't get into the own space entirely, but you helping the hi-hat stand out a little bit more at the same time bring down the volume. Because if you pan it, even if you bring down the volume, once you pan it, it will still stand out because it have a difference from everything else in the mix, which is it a little more on that side. That's just how the ears does work. And that is what the Haas effect for stereo imaging does. It just delays a signal by some milliseconds. So the signal the same song that going to your left ears, it going to your right ears just coming a little bit slower. But right there now, it becomes a stereo image. It gets wide just because you delayed that song a little bit. So that's just to show you that the effects of panning, in the case of your ears, how your ears perceiving things. So it will perceive it as loud, where it actually low. Your snare, change your snare.
The dog. Kris, stop like that, sweet.
So yeah, bring down your rhythm. Fix up your
The dog. Kris, stop like that, sweet.
pan your thumb. Pan your thumb left, pan it right. If you have two thumbs using, put one left, put one right. Don't put them on the same side. Also get them to ring a little less.
The dog. Kris, stop like that, sweet.
Okay, not ringing that much. Not ringing that much, so you can actually leave it.
The dog. Kris, stop.
But it's like, let me differentiate your thumb a little bit more from everything else. So that I said pan them. Don't leave it center. Leave center for like your kick and your snare. And more of that oomph song. So level out your drum set as well. Bring down your toms a little bit when you pan them as well. Bring down your hi-hats, get slight panning.
The dog. Kris, stop like that, sweet.
Put in like a crash to like give me like transition so I can know we are the next part. Your rhythm, bring it down as I said. Your bass, change the sound of the bass. But that's if you're working on an instrumental, yeah. So work on the mixing stages for the instrumental part. And the rhythm part, if it's just the rhythm alone or the instrumental, in both cases, work on the rhythm. Level out the samples a little bit better to the part that that is the foundation sample, that is the lead sample. Because at the end of the day, when I finish the instrumental mix, I want to hear the lead sample, not the foundation sample.
Kris, stop like that, sweet. Kris, stop like that, sweet.
same thing as the last two. Sound of your bass, but yeah, your leveling of your kick compared to your bass is a lot better. It's just that in the overall song, they're too low. Whereas your rhythm, that is instrumental to me. I in everything of your rhythm. So bring down your rhythm. In the case of the foundation samples, the song is okay to me. Like they fairly low. Yeah, they fairly leveled out. So probably if you like just bring down your overall rhythm, it would sound a lot better. But at the same time, it has some songs in your rhythm. Like you have a lot of songs competing for lead.
Kris, that make that sweet.
And your lead song is a little bit too far back. But let's see if it's just because it don't have the high shelf one.
Kris, that make that sweet.
So like let's say you're in a triple K jam and that rhythm boss. You're not sure what is the lead sample there, you're not sure what you want to follow. Okay, you know a lot of foundation samples popping out and all over the place. So work on the cohesiveness of your song. Like it get it more together, it's all over the place. So like you have a lot of foundation samples right now that's okay. But just those specific songs you're in right now, try and dull them down, try and fix them up a little bit more. But the idea of the rhythm nice. I like the idea.
Kris, that make that sweet.
I like the idea of the rhythm. That one was good as well. But I tell you, like, you know how to work on already for that one. Let's go to the next. That one is the same as the last one. Same review, honestly. Same review. Your foundation sample louder than your lead. The dun 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 dun. Even when I bring up the high shelf, like probably it would sound like that without the high shelf on, because you know, like by the time you put out the high shelf, the high frequency is going to come up. But even when I bring up the high shelf, yeah, you still the any foundation samples dominating. Only if by chance I thinking of what that's supposed to be the foundation sample is what I want you to bring up, thinking is the lead, and what I tell you that is the foundation sample to bring down is what that is the lead actually. Only if that is the situation. So it's you to tell me if I'm wrong there, because as I said, anything can be the lead, anything can be the foundation. It's just that in my mind, I would use those as like foundation. To me, that would be foundation. Where I'd use the thing that have more going on or more complex song as my lead, or you check like to stand out a little bit more and say like, hey, hi guys, this is me. Like that kind of vibes. You check? So so yeah, so overall, I like the idea of the rhythm, but in the case of instrumentals, get more creative. Like basically, everybody else doing the instrumentals, the kind of the same kind of stuff. Like if those are instrumentals, like not just demos, like let's say like if it's a demo, like for instance, if I make a rhythm and I want to send for a triple K or signal band, or like probably CK or still and I send for CK or whatnot, serenade, do so on. You check. If I send it to drums, then yeah, I would not worry much about the like mixing much and whatnot. You check. But I still wouldn't have my rhythm louder than my drums. So like probably if I slap on my drum set kit, I would put the high shelf on the rhythm as well. You check? Like I'd keep the high shelf on the rhythm whenever I send out the demo. And then after when it's time to send out the rhythm itself, I would take out the high shelf. And the reason I just do that now is because I send for them with the high shelf on it so you can hear, yes, that's how you're going to song. Check? Because you want them I just want to give them like an accurate representation of what they're going to hear. And that's something that they know, all of them know. Because I tell them already, that's why I just organize my rhythms and mix them. So after that, I'd send you the WAV file with all the iShelf on. So if you're doing a demo, then yeah, you can have your drums like that simple kind of thing, non-creative kind of vibes. Because you just want them to basically hear the rhythm, but then the reason for the demo having drums and things is for them to get a feel for the rhythm. Check? But in most cases, I don't really always send it with drums and whatnot. I'll just make the rhythm by itself and just send the rhythm alone. So listen to the rhythm as the rhythm is, beer, and then you will decide what you're doing on the rhythm. Because at the end of the day, it's not like you go in and play exactly what I playing. And then your bass man have a different group from me. You go in and play different leads from me. Your drummer have his own drum style. So it's like sometimes I don't really see sense in putting like drums and whatnot in a demo for like a rhythm. If I go in and send a rhythm for like triple K CQ signal. So that was one of the things. But if you, as I said, like if it's a demo, okay, no problem. But if it's an instrumental you're doing, get creative. Make your instrumental stand out. Make it appealing more to the user. Cause like right now, like to the listeners, the consumers, make it appealing to them. Cause right now it doesn't like the same kind of tracking vibes. And that is why I know like people starting to say like recently it had a talk on Facebook where the lady said like all Bouyon is the same. She click a Bouyon, she and the same thing. And she not wrong. And I back up her point. Because as a producer, again, and somewhere that in the game, the in the game for how long, with the big boys and them, like I would say to everybody, like we are stagnant, it's generic. The song getting generic and it continuing like that. Because everybody come and say, boy, I want something that's something like that. Check. And I can put it there straight off. I've come across artists already and they'd watch me and tell me, boy, I like that beat you sent me there, but give me something that's sounding like that one. Yeah, it happens. So you give them something unique, something that's standing out, something that would catch people differently, and they'll tell you, give me something that's sounding like that. No creativity. And that's what I'm killing it. Creativity will not send you wrong. You check? Creativity will not send you wrong. Because one of my biggest work today, instrumental wise, is Quotanti One Woman Man. And that was creativity. We had rock in that, we had cinematic music in that. We changed up the structure. And that was a hit song. You check? For 2020, that was one of that. I'm not even sure if it had a better artist song outside there. Correct me if I'm wrong. Like I don't really listen to everything that come out. You check. I kind of pick and choosy. And I don't even listen to Bouyon whole day every day. So yeah, but be creative with your instrumentals. Like that is my advice to you as a producer, not just as a Bouyon producer, but like a producer in general. Like my advice to you: be creative, get creative. Make people want to listen to your instrumental. You check. Make people feel like, boy, okay, like it have a time and a place for that. It have a season, and that's what people saying. Bouyon is a seasonal thing. Bouyon is a time and a place. Like if I want to go and drink a rum and to go and party, I listen to a Bouyon. No, I try and get them out of that norm. Try and get them out of that season and time and place and thing. You check? Try making them feel, okay, boy, anytime, any place I can listen to a Bouyon. I don't just telling you that because that's what I'm doing. So now doing the remixes for Fauzia and whatnot. Like if you listen to them remixes, they mellow. So you can sit down inside your house on a normal day. You'd have to be partying anything like that. And you can actually put that to play. You can listen to that. Check. One of my partners, my student, said that when that come out, he had that on repeat playing throughout the day. And it's not like he had a glass of rum in his hand or anything like that. He just had it on repeat because it was nice, it was soothing. Check, you could listen to it like any other music, you can just sit down and listen to it. But no, like we just thinking about, boy, like we partying, we drinking a rum. No. Get creative, make your bouyon different. Set up your instrumentals to be creative. Yes, artists might say, boy, but as I tell you, I go in for it. Up to this day, I go in for it. I go in for it. Like I can be honest with you, cause like you, as all you guys are my viewers, you guys are my subscribers. You guys respecting what I do, and a lot of all you looking up to me right now, cause to all you like, that is one of the bigger producers on the island. So as one of the bigger producers on the island, I tell all you straight off from my word of my mouth. I just go for it. Where artists watch me and say, "Yo, that bit nice, but give me a bit like that one instead." They don't want to be creative. They don't want to improvise. So yeah, I know you might try and change up your song or be creative, and then artists will watch and say, "Boy, no, give me something like that." So you might check like, why is it sense I try and be creative and do my own thing? Still do your own thing. Don't limit yourself for anybody, because they might not take it. Yeah, but you're going to reach an artist outside there and say, "Boy, I love that. I want that." That people Antigua that doing Bouyon. That people say Martin are doing Bouyon. And right now, when I send a Bouyon Antigua, the same beat that them guys listen to now and say, "Boy, give me something like that one instead." But I like the beat. They can love the beat. They can say, yeah, they love the beat. But they can say, give me something like that instead. Now I can take that same beat, I can send it for my partner Antigua, and he can be like, "Boy, I love that. I want to drop on that." And then that same artist that wanted something similar to that beat, he probably like go a track on something that's similar to that beat, or probably that same beat I was talking about. Them same people from Antigua tell me, "Boy, we hear that, but like we wasn't feeling that. We don't want to hear that. Like it wasn't making sense to us, so it wasn't creative." And honestly, during COVID, when the lockdown was happening and no jams wasn't going and anything like that, I get reviews from Antigua that the Bouyon, people don't want to hear Bouyon. Because Bouyon was like party kind of thing. Like most of the songs that there is like, yeah, when I drink in a rum, I don't really worry about happening in the song. So they wasn't really checking it like that. So that's why I say make your instrumentals different. So people have to say, "Boy, there's a time and a place kind of thing." People can't just pull up your Bouyon and don't worry about that. You check? Just like some of the tracks Shelly let go right now, inside and whatnot. People inside, but people was playing that. They wasn't going in a jam to drink a rum to play it. They wasn't drinking a rum and they was playing. But it was a nice melody, Bouyon. It was creative. It had a different appeal. It had a different mood. And that is what songs does do. Every song have a mood. You check? So don't limit yourself because an artist checking, "Boy, give me that kind of song instead." So don't think you have to try and follow that kind of song. No, be you. Come out with your own style, your own thing. Even if the people here do check it, outside there, it will benefit you. Check? To benefit you. I honestly telling you, because right now I put in all my instrumentals, my instrumentals will get in your time. Even if the artist and them do drop on it. You're not limited to an artist. Lo-fi do have artists on them. There are much things that do have artists on them. EDM, future bass, all anything do have artists on them. It's just you'd have to set up for that. So as I said, don't limit yourself. Get creative on your instrumental. Like I love to come across something that creative. Like something that just tell me like, "Yo, that is me." Check? And them things just catch me to listen to them a lot more. They will make me listen to them a lot more, a lot faster. My attention span will stay on that track. Then that couple instrumentals, by the time I start playing them, I realize like it's that kind of generic song kind of thing. I just switch off. Like honestly, I just switch off. So get creative, because I'm not the only person that like that right now. I know tons of artists and producers that saying the same thing. You check? Checking like the song generic. Like right now they don't really they don't feel in as much of the Bouyon vibes again because the song continue getting generic. And that is the big boys. So yeah, The little ones will say, okay, boy, give me that kind of song and whatnot. But the people actually there in the game for how long or do how much big things in the game, like they fed up with the generic song. So get creative. There are people there for it. Just that they might not reach out because right now everybody doing the same thing. Everybody doing the same thing. So right now they can classify, boy, all young producers in the same thing. Probably all producers here ain't doing the same thing. So right now, like, why is it sense? Check. But it have the people there for the song. So get creative, do what you have to do, and let's go. So, anyways, guys, like that's the review for Kris. I also gave some like advice here, some pointers, some tips. My well, personally, but as I said, there are some people that have the same thoughts as me. So that's my review for these products here today. So Kris, work on the mixing in specific. You can start on one and go to the other. I would tell you to start with the rhythm first. Get your rhythm mix first, and then worry about your instrumentals. You check. Get the rhythm mix first, and then worry about the instrumental. Because the rhythm proper, you have more space, you have less noise to worry about, you have less work to do. So do that, and then you can go to the next thing. But that is not my advice. You can start either way, but if I had to give you advice, I'd tell you work on the rhythm section first, getting your rhythm level off better, getting your foundation to your leads set, and let's go. If you want a guideline, think of it as like, as I said in the last video, put 4 levels for yourself. A level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4. Level 4 is where your lead's supposed to stay. The loudest thing in whatever you're doing, you check. Level 3 is your secondary leads per se. Secondary leads, secondary foundation. Because they line in between the both. So they're not as loud, but they're loud enough that your ears will say, okay, I hear in that. And then foundation is their foundation, they're setting the undertone. Everything else sit down on top it. So think of it like it's just like a house. That is what the foundation be. Yeah, the foundation of the house. But when you're outside the house, what you see in the house from the outside. So that is level 4. Seeing the house from the outside. Level 3 would be like the window. Like you're watching a house, you're not gonna say, boy, that window. No, you're watching the house. But the moment you realize it, the window there. So that's why I say difference between the foundation and the thing. But the foundation now, the house is always the foundation. You don't give a shit about the foundation. You don't care about it. And then you have like the underlying samples, which would be things like the steel and them you use inside the concrete and whatnot. They're not apparent to you, but they're making the difference. If you take them out, the concrete would not stay up in the first place. It wouldn't do what it had to do. So think of it like that. Think of those 4 levels as a guideline if you need a guideline. Check. But that is my 2 cents. So once again, guys, thanks for watching. As I said, if you guys have any requests, we have the community tab now available. So you just go into the community tab, you make a post. If you like, I assume you guys should be able to post, make your own post. If you can't make your own post, comment on any one of my posts. I will see them. I will read them. Also, like, if you comment on any post because you couldn't make your own post in the community tab, also you can let me know that. So because I'm not really sure if you guys can make all your own posts or not. So once you let me know, then I will know for the future that whenever all you have to do something, I'll look towards the comments specifically. And then you can also comment on the videos because probably doing a video here or something. So I always check in every comment. I always check in whatever happening, whatever you guys say, whatever you guys put up, I check in them. You check. So let me know if all you guys have requests as well. Put them down. So I actually take up the requests. As I said, I'll be doing a section on drums because after listening to younger stuff, we also talked. He told me that something with the drums, like the drum pattern, would help him out, and it would help out a lot of you guys. Somebody also sent me a message today, another producer as well, another young producer, told me that a tutorial on setting up drums would be nice as well. So I will be doing a drum tutorial for you guys. As I said, anything else you guys need help with, let me know. I will do the tutorials. So once again, thanks for watching. I said Zaijian last time, so we say Ming Tianjian this time around. See you guys later.